Most Eagle fans would say that if the Eagles had to get a position of need, it would be somewhere on defense. Yet, almost every report out there is connecting the Eagles to a wide receiver.
Dallas still stinks.
Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, and hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. So what position do you think the Eagles need to improve the most? Safety, linebacker, maybe add another defensive end, or do you think a wide receiver? Because most of the articles out there right now have the Eagles connected to wide receivers. Are the Eagles planning to upgrade the wide receiver really, really soon? Maybe even before defense? We're going to get into it in a second, but before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled, pause, Eagles content creator in all of the internet. As you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you so much for all the support you give to me. It truly, truly means a lot. Now, as I was saying, when we talk about needs for the Eagles, right, I would say if I could choose one position that I would love to see the Eagles upgrade, it would probably be safety. I would say safety or another depth piece to the defensive end spot. I really think that the Eagles, I know there's a lot of talk about the linebackers. People don't like the linebackers. I think NAKOBE is going to be an absolute stud. I totally think he's going to be an absolute stud. I actually have a lot of hope and faith in Nicholas Morrow. I think this kid's an ascending player, gotten better every year, and I think he's going to be a good fit for the Eagles. So I kind of like the linebackers. Not that I'm against upgrading or not upgrading, but adding depth to it. But I do think the safety spot is a cause of concern for me. You have Edmonds, you have Blankenship, who a lot of people like, and I like what I saw, but I have to see more, and I like Sidney Brown. But Kevon Wallace stinks. Edmonds is a one-year guy, so we could use an upgrade at the safety position. I definitely think so, especially when you have such great corners, right? Slay, Bradbury, Avonte Maddox. If you could add that one safety, that Buda Baker type guy, it would definitely not be a bad choice. Also, for me, defensive end is a big deal because I think the more depth you have at the defensive end, the more you can rotate guys in and go out there and get them, get to the quarterback, I think the better. And when you have a guy like Yannick Ngakoue sitting out there with 9.5 sacks at his age, and the opportunity to put him and add him to a team like the Eagles, I would do it, So those were probably where I would go if I had to choose where to go for the Eagles. Remember, the Eagles got four roster spots open. Devin Allen may not even show up for camp if he's in the World Championships of the track and field. You know what I mean? But everything that I read about the Eagles has them all connected to wide receivers. It's kind of crazy to me. I kind of wanted to go over this with you guys because I'm a little surprised. I mean, I get the idea of getting another wide receiver. I know people, are unhappy with Quez, but at the same time, it's like I'm a little surprised that there's so many different options out there. So like I said, there's a lot of wide receivers being linked to the Eagles. So we talked about Terrence Marshall Jr. the other day. That one really intrigued me. I actually liked that, okay? But some of these other ones, I'm not really so sure about, and I don't know why they're being linked to the Eagles when we have other positions we could go out and get. All right, here's one. Eagles have a chance to trade for Seahawks speedy playmaker. And they're talking about D. Eskridge, right? And D. Eskridge, he stinks. He stinks. All right? I'm sorry. I don't see I don't see why I would want this move. D. Eskridge, 5'9", 190 pounds, 26 years old. He had 7 catches last year for 58 yards, okay? Did I say 58 yards? Am I right? Yeah, 58 yards. Here's what they said about him, right? The former second-round draft pick could find himself off the roster entering his 3rd season after, in 3 years, racking up a whopping 17 catches for 122 yards and 1 touchdown during his career. Furthermore, the selection of former Ohio State standout Jackson Smith-Njigba in the 1st round of the 2023 draft leaves little reason for the Seattle Seahawks to bring back Eskridge. Well, Why would I want him? I don't understand. Why would we want him? He's not better than Quez Watkins. He's not better than Oz, and that's right. I'm gonna call him Oz now because I know better, right? I know. I can't pronounce his name. Why try? He's not better than him. So why would I even want him? I don't even understand why that would be an option. I'd much rather go out and get Yannick Ngakobe at defensive end than a guy that can't help. I don't think Eskridge would help the Eagles at all. Okay? Here's another one. Eagles Broncos predicted to make a trade explosive slot target. Okay? And this is another one. It's like, I don't know if this kid has anything. I know he's very fast, but they're talking about KJ Hamler. And this is what they said about KJ Hamler. KJ Hamler has underwhelmed in Denver with just 12 catches in 10 games over the last 2 seasons as he struggled to stay healthy. At 5'9", 178 pounds, he's probably confined to a specialist role. But the Eagles would have evaluated him closely back in 2020 when they ended up drafting Jalen Reagor in their search for speed. The wide receiver depth chart appears to be in good form, headlined by Jerry Jeudy in Denver, Tim Patrick, Cortland Sutton. The Broncos may look to move the speedster KJ Hamler in a trade, assuming they feel confident in that group. If so, the Eagles could merge as a possible landing spot for the former second-round pick out of Penn State. It would save Denver roughly $2.27 million. To me, here's another guy where I liked him coming out of college. I like his speed. But is he really a better wide receiver than Oz? Is he even better than Quez? He hasn't stayed healthy. Now, can he do punt returns? If he could do punt returns, maybe I bring him in. KJ Hamler, I wouldn't mind as much as the Eskridge. That one I'm against. But I mean, it would have to be cheap, and I have to take a flyer. I don't think you could count on him. Like to me, these are the names that we're seeing out there for the Eagles to go out and get at wide receiver. I want to talk about Budda Baker. I want to talk about these linebackers. Like, is Patrick Queen? Do they want Isaiah Simmons? What about Yannick Ngakobe? I think that the Eagles, if they're going to make a move, and they may make a few because they have, 4 roster spots? And we've talked about Devin Allen. He might not even show up. So, to me, I totally get and understand the idea that you want to go out and you possibly, want to upgrade the position. However, there are other positions out there right now that the Eagles could get better at. Yannick Ngakobe would be a great addition for us. Budda Baker would be a great addition for us. I would much rather go sign those guys than sign some of these wide receivers that they're listing. They just don't do nothing for me. They don't move the needle. If I'm the Eagles, I'm going out and I'm getting players that move the needle. I'm going out and I'm getting players that are going to do something and be something. Okay, Yannick Ngakobe comes in, he can help you win. Budda Baker, you make a trade for him, he can help you win. Even Kevin Byard, if you were to get him, he could help you win. Patrick Queen, he could help you win. If you want to go add an offensive lineman, I'm totally okay with that too. But get guys that are actually going to come in and actually help you win. Terrence Marshall Jr., to me, is an interesting guy because I think he has so much upside that I would take a flyer on him, get him in, and figure out where to use him. Somebody like that interests me. Hamler's too beat up, and Eskridge has done nothing in 3 years. Why you would even want to consider him makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Our focus really at this point, in my opinion, it should be those positions and the players out there that will come in and contribute. Now, if you want to go get DeAndre Hopkins, okay, and you could bring him in on a 1-year deal, then you do that. By all means, I would do that in a second. There's no question about it. I would do that in an instant. But I can't tell you for certain that that's going to even happen. I can tell you right now that if the Eagles were to call up Yannick Ngakobe, I think he'd be real interested in coming. I think he would, and I pause on that, but I think he would be interested in being an Eagle. I definitely think so. Buda Baker has made it clear he would love to play with Nick Sirianni. He likes Nick Sirianni a lot. Go get him. Go get him. You know, that's kind of my thing. A lot of receivers though are being shopped around and connected to the Eagles. I really don't see it unless it's somebody that they'll view as better than Quez Watkins, okay? They have to be better than Quez Watkins. I'm not sure if they consider Oz better than him. I think they think he can compete. I don't think it's enough. I do think they should try to get another wide receiver, but it shouldn't be a priority above, in my opinion, safety. It shouldn't be above defensive end. You know, some people would even say linebacker. Not so much. I actually like I'm actually wanting to give the linebackers a chance. But if the linebackers struggle during the year, then by the trade deadline, I bring in somebody else. But in the meantime, safety, defensive end, I think you could get the most out of. The best players on the market right now really are defensive ends. I think there's a lot of good ones left. DeAndre Hopkins is still out there. The Eagles haven't seemed to show any interest, so I guess we can forget that. And then you always have the option of a Buda Baker trade. But those are the positions we should be focusing on, concentrating on more than wide receiver. But yet, every day, it's the Eagles are connected to another wide receiver. You got the Hunter Renfro's another one that they're talking a lot about him being a possible guy that the Eagles could get. Either the Eagles have made it clear to the guys in the media that they really want to upgrade that receiver spot and they're all assuming that's going to happen, or they don't like Quez Watkins. They nobody believes in him. I think Quez is going to have a bounce back year. I really do. I would focus on safety. I would focus on defensive end. And definitely a punt returner if I could do that. Those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. And remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it.
7 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. Ball on the 47, 3rd and 4. CD in motion. Dak is back. Little pressure. Interception.
Oh, my God.
Oh, can I get a big pick six?
That's good.
What the fuck?
Wow, we lost.
Oh my God!
So we're not going to the playoffs then? Was that what that means?
Yeah,
We just didn't clinch this week. Yeah.
Oh, we just didn't clinch this week. Oh, okay.
God dang it, Kellen Moore!
Hey, bro.
Kellen Moore!
Hey.
Dak.
Can I get a big pick six?
Noah Brown.
Noah Brown.
Noah Brown. He's not good enough. I did think he was going to get a catch there.
But he did score 2 touchdowns.
He's just not good enough, bro.
Like,
I got to see that play again.
Which I don't understand
Pick
why.
six.
Which I don't understand why.
He dropped the fucking ball.
He dropped the ball.
Y'all, bro.
Noah Brown dropped it.
He dropped the ball.
Which why I don't understand why.
Prescott back to pass. He's looking, throws. Intercepted! Oh, intercepted! Return to 30, 20,